I recently went to Italy to look at its amazing culture. So, we went to Rome, Florence, and Venice.
Really relaxing, and how much time do we have to the flight? I have like 45 minutes.
1 hour later.
Time for some rest. Finally, we're landing. Alright, we have finally made it to Italy, and we're going to be traveling to the hotel room right now.
After we dropped our stuff off, we went into the streets of Rome. Now, the first thing that we saw was Fontana del Naiadi, which was built by Pope Pius in 1870. The next thing we found was Fontana di Trevi, which is one of the biggest fountains in the world. After all of the exploring, we went to Pancreasa, and I had this amazing pasta dish. I don't know what it's called, sadly, but I would highly recommend getting it. And now it's time for final thoughts of the day.
So first day we've been walking around Rome a lot, but overall it's been very fun. I've seen a lot of landmarks. I'm walking back to the hotel now, and I will see you guys on day 2.
On the third day, we went to the Vatican. When we got inside of the Vatican, we saw this cone thing, and I just did a bit of research about it, and it basically used to be a fountain that represented fertility. So we kept on walking. Our tour guide brought us inside to this pavilion where there's a fountain and like a whole bunch of other unique objects, I would say. Such as this bathtub right here, this weird booth thing, I don't even know what that is, and this tomb. Now, as we were walking, we saw this huge dome up above. It was much bigger than you actually think, and in the middle of this was a big bowl in the middle. I don't know the significance also of this. Now, coming out of the ballroom, we came into this humongous hallway, which we kept on following to this staircase that we went up, where we saw this room that had all of these statues and this horse chariot thing in the middle. After looking around in there, we went into this big room with these beautiful murals up on the top, which look absolutely stunning. Now, these carpets were actually hand woven, which is pretty crazy. Look at this one. This one's absolutely humongous. Imagine how much time it actually took for them to actually make these carpets by hand. And finally, the morning tour was done. The tour guides ended up giving us an hour or so to wander around, so we decided to explore St. Peter's Basilica. Now, immediately as you go inside, you see all of these chairs, which is apparently used for when the Pope comes, when there's big meetings, and all of that stuff, but it was very big. Apparently this is the biggest church in the whole world. After a short wander, we found this mummy that was very nicely preserved. And finally, it was time to see the Colosseum. When we arrived, our tour guide took us on this route to see some other historical landmarks around the Colosseum before going into it. As we waddled into our detour, we saw these cool ruins that were very crumbled and very old. And after somewhat of a long trek up, we made it up to here with this lovely view of these domes, and it was stunning up there. You could actually see a good bit of Rome. As we kept on walking, our tour guide took us through this very cool underground structure, I'm pretty sure, and it was amazing. It was probably like 60 feet tall. I'm not even sure, man. It was crazy, as you can see from the footage. As we continued our waddle, we got to a bit of an uphill part, and it brought us to this beautiful view of all the ancient ruins here, which looked amazing. And finally, we were making our way to the Colosseum. When we got to the Colosseum, it was stunning, mostly because just seeing it stirs your sense of how people were able to make this kind of stuff so long ago. And then it was time to say goodbye to the Colosseum. On our way walking back to the tour bus, we saw this crowd of people. I don't know what they're protesting for, but I would be happy to be educated on the topic if you guys know anything about it. And here are some of my final thoughts for today.
Second day. I honestly feel like I've done a lot of walking. I have my first splinter on my foot of this trip. And it's only the second day, and we did a lot of walking. As you saw, we went to the Colosseum, the Sistine Chapel. Just crazy. We did all of that in one day. A lot of traveling. Yeah, no, it was a lot to see. It was a lot to take in, to be honest. But with that, I will see you guys on day 3, where we are traveling on the train to somewhere. now we're going to Florence. And we are finally here in Florence, and yeah, let's go out and explore.
When we got to Florence, we ended up walking around and we went on this very cool historical bridge. Now, after wandering around for a bit, we found this really cool marketplace with a whole bunch of these vendors selling a lot of this cool, unique stuff. After browsing in the market, we saw this very big dome building. I'm not sure where it is again. After exploring a bit more, we found all of these statues. There was one to the left, and then after that, there were multiple others to the right, as you can see in this next clip, and they're like concave like into a building. After looking at those monuments for a bit of time, some of the group went back to the hotel, as some of the others, like me, went to climb this mountain, which apparently had a beautiful view of Florence. And then we finally got to the top with this amazing view. It is absolutely stunning. You could see so far out there, man. It's crazy. And now it's time for final thoughts of the day.
This is day 3, I'm pretty sure, and we got to Florence. I feel like Florence is different than Rome. Like, the biggest difference is there's more alleyways and it's more like, I don't know, like everything feels so close together. Everything's super compact. Of course, did a lot of walking. And don't worry about this weird beard. I'm gonna shave it tonight. Just after this recording stuff.
Next morning, I got into some morning shenanigans.
Crazy thought. Even I don't think
Crazy? I was crazy once.
your stomach. Then it actually.
They locked me in the room. A rubber room. A rubber room filled with rats.
And then we commuted to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which led to this amazing view. Then we made it to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but I decided not to take any of those touristy photos that everyone takes. And then it was time to say goodbye and say hello to a wine tasting. Now, obviously, I can't show you guys drinking alcohol, so this is the hallway. And after that, we went to Siena. Now, apparently Siena is the oldest city in all of Italy, and it's on this humongous hill. Pretty crazy if you have to ask me. Say hi to the vlog! And there was this man that was speaking pure gibberish. And that marked the end of day 5. Now, on day 6, we went on a tour in this building with like a whole bunch of really cool stuff. I will have to end up showing you guys pictures because the tour lady told me this right here. So here is the room, as we can see right here. It was decently big, and there was also this weird photo thing of people. And then there's a famous photo that everyone talks about. I don't know the name. And now it's time for final thoughts of the day.
Today was day 6, tomorrow will be day 7, and tomorrow we're going to another city. Let's go. We're going to Venice, baby. The city of whoa. And we are in Venice. It took maybe like an hour and a half to get to, something like that. It is absolutely beautiful out here. Just looking at the canal and you just get out. These boats, they're a little more narrow than I expected, I guess. So, yeah, maybe I'll get some footage of when I am on the water taxi. So, yeah.
And here we are on the water taxi, as you can see. It was very crowded.
This is the crib. It's different than a normal hotel. Let me show you. When you first come in, it's these stairs that go all the way up, pretty much. So, if we go up to the first level here, it's just this and this, which this is the bathroom. Let me show you. We have this very cool mirror, I guess you could say. We got the sink, bidet, and toilet, and your shower. I haven't opened this yet and seen it. Very nice shower. I bet you there's nothing. No, it does not look like there's no light. Looks like you're gonna be pretty much showering in the dark over there, which would be fun. Let me turn these off. And then, oh yeah, you also have this nice view of this roofing. You can also see a bit, actually, you were able to see a bit more over there. Then we keep on going up this spiral staircase here. And as we go up, you go up into the main crib, which is very silent. This feels almost studio quality, silent. You can hear my voice so much. But otherwise than that, here's the TV. Hello. Waters, glasses, then the bed area. Plop some of my stuff already over there, along with my other stuff. And then if we come over here, we've got the shelving, I don't even know area. Then this is just a door that leads to ventilation stuff. Then over here is the closet. And then the other window, you have a bit more of a better view of outside, I guess you could say. Alright, so we are going to be going to the market, so let's go.
The first thing I got was this chocolate melt, and then after drinking that, I saw this cool, I guess it's more or less like an Aztec calendar. I'm not sure, maybe they already had that and were using that system during those ancient times. Then we saw this big tower right here, which was way bigger in person. On day 8, we went on a gondola ride where some stuff basically went on. So this is what happened.
Too much tea.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing? Good morning. What's going on? Hey, how are ya?
And then it was day 9.
Well, first off, today is the last day in Europe. So, yeah, and secondly, something opened in the hotel room. I will quickly show you now. For the staircase. This looks like there's a whole bunch of cleaning supplies. That's pretty much it in there. But yeah.
And then we were going to go to the island of Murano, where they make a whole bunch of cool glass stuff. So, here's some footage of stuff that we saw people making. When we first came in, they showed us this cool horse that they were making and showing us it. And as you can see, they're basically just pulling the glass out. And then after all of this is done, it gets solidified into a beautiful piece of glass. After watching them make all of that stuff, they showed us into this beautiful room full of all of these beautiful glass pieces. And then after the guided tour, we went back to the mainland. On day 10, we said goodbye to Italy and hello to Munich, Germany for only a couple of hours before our main connecting flight.
5 hours later.
Oh my god, German.
And then we zoomed right into the airport. When we got to the airport, I got this cool snack called a kagi. It's pretty much exactly like a Kit Kat, but the milk chocolate was more creamier than your normal Kit Kat, and it was amazing. I would highly recommend getting one of those if you're ever in Germany. And now it's back to relaxing, having a calzone, and watching A Haunting in Venice, which took like 4 hours. And finally, I'm back. And if I had to take one thing away from this trip, is us Americans, we glorify our country so much that we don't really think of how can we improve our country. So what is the biggest thing we can implement into America? And I think we can implement a lot of things. I mean, take it from Europe, free healthcare. Their cities and everything are super clean. They're taking great care of the environment. And I think if we implemented that here in America, we would actually be a much stronger country than we are now. So take that message with however you want to. You can comment in the comment section, say I completely disagree with you. I don't mind. I want to hear your guys' opinions on this. But with that, guys, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Captain Duke out. Peace.